Hello, everybody, and arrived season 3 of Rising Phoenix. Welcome, everybody. Let me actually get the stream up here on my phone. So I can read the chat. Alright, hello. I'm glad there's a lot of people here for the season opener. Last 2 seasons of Rising Phoenix, well, the last one for me at least, because I wasn't there for season 1. The last season was a lot of excitement, drama, and good racing. So hopefully, most likely, we will get that again. And today will be no exception of some action on the track. So, yeah. So yeah, we're just waiting for everyone to ready up once the signal goes out, and then we'll get started. So like last season, there's well, at least for today, it's gonna be short practice and then a 50% race, like normal, standard league format that even most high leagues use as well. So. So yeah, with this season, we have all new driver lineups for the teams, and some new faces as well in the group. So we're gonna see on their debuts how they do and where they stack up against the rest. It's felt like a long time since we had Brazil at the end of last season, but it's only been 2 weeks, but felt like forever. So I'm really excited to get this started again. So yeah, now we wait. Alright, so everyone's routing up, and let's go. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so it looks like it's dry, at least for... But we will soon find out. Alright, so a bunch of cars leaving at once. First car was Fast XN, I believe, and the camera's glitched. So let's go on board. See. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, let's wait. Let's go on board with the Toro Rosso driver as he warms up his tires and does his lap. Ooh, as Colin overtakes, or I'm just gonna call him FN because it's a tongue twister, his name to me. As FN, I think he's letting people by. Ooh, goes a little bit wide there at turn 12 as well. Ooh, as we have a yellow flag. Oh right, I should probably have the track map on. I'm forgetting this. Okay, so let's go on board with FN. First guy out of the pits. But just one of many on a lap right now. So let's turn on telemetry, fitted tires. Okay. Alright, so let's stay here. Ooh, as FN invalidates his lap and is backing off, of course. Ooh, as he gets tangled up. Oh. Ooh, as I think Big Slater just got impeded there. And the first times are coming in. So 122.6 for Buns back. And a 125.3, or 122.6 on the softs for Buns back, as his teammate JT goes around a tenth quicker on the same tires. Swanee does a 25.3 on the hards. PG Killer does a 23.6 on the mediums, and Colin does a 25.3 on the mediums as well. Next across the line is Sanka, P4, 24 flat on the softs. Next up is, as Maestro's retired from the session. Let's see if we can go on board with the Renault here to see what happened. Yeah, probably lost it at turn 10 and just hit the wall there. Very very common thing to have happen, but very unfortunate. It's not the way he would have wanted to start his season campaign, for sure. And with no time set, he'll probably be at the very back, unless someone gets disqualified. Alright, so all the times are coming in. So let's see what Trixie can do on his lap once he starts it. So it's currently a McLaren 1. Oh, just as I said that, it was a McLaren 1-2. Now it's a 2-3 as Crazy Trooper goes quite quick indeed, with a 21.5. So a second quicker than anyone else at the moment on the softest compound. As Erdy sets a new PB on the hards, but doesn't move up any positions. Sorry, I just had to text one of my friends. But yeah, so Trixie finishing up his lap here. As I think there's been an incident in Sector 1 with Deadwood, who has moved from the Toro Rosso last season to the Haas this season. As Trixie goes P5, 23.4 on the softs. Let's see, let's go on board with Hyper now. In the Mercedes. I believe Hyper is a reserve driver, so I think he's filling in for one of the Mercedes. Ooh, and he invalidates his lap at turn 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, turn 5. Turn 5. But yeah, very unfortunate there. But he'll have time to do at least 2 more runs. So, plus he's on the mediums, so he doesn't really have to pit. He can just go for another hot lap because the tires will last and they won't degrade that much. So his race set of starting tires won't be too worn if they're the mediums. As Big Slater has an invalid lap and Deadwood comes into the pits. Les Buttons back is a 10th up on his Sector 1 split right now. And goes purple in the second sector. Who almost loses it through 9 and 10. Or 11 and 12, sorry. Or 10, 11. I'm tired today. But it's good to be back. As I believe Buns back improves there. Wasn't looking at the screen at the moment, but I believe he's improved by a couple tenths there, I believe. Let me actually check the menu. He did, yeah, 4 tenths exactly. So very good there from him. As he's letting cars by. And back on board, or actually let's go on board with Hyper, because he hasn't completed a valid lap yet, so let's hope this one can be the one. And it will be, but what will the time be? 2, 3, 4... Oh! Maybe it wasn't valid. It didn't show up on the screen, but there's no time set. Alright, so I think this is his actual lap here. So let's stay with him. Hey, good news, Chixamoto. Although he was late, he's still in here, or he has joined, which is good. Ooh, as Sanka gets into a little bit of a spin, trying to avoid Hyper on his hot lap. Ooh, as Hyper gets onto the grass there, coming out of 11. And I believe, yeah, he might be, yeah, he's coming to the pits, so he's abandoned that or these tires for the lap, and we'll probably go on to the softs now to just go for it till the end of the session. Alright, so on board with Sheti, currently in P3, on the softs again. Ooh, as Trixie's retired from the session in the same spot that Racing Maestro had earlier on. Yeah, it's probably the hardest corner on the track, because if you get too much on the curb, you can just lose it. Ooh, as Sheti improves, and is now within just 3/10 of pole position, with a 21.8. Ooh, as Big Slater dominates, like, and truly claims pole position there, nearly a second faster, 9/10 faster, or 9.5 faster than P2, with a 20.6. Very, very fast there, and that's definitely cementing his position as a contender for the race as well, because that is blistering pace. Let's see, we have Deadwood on a, I believe, an in lap, and we have Hyper on and out, or no, yeah, Hyper on an out lap. Let's see if Erdy can improve, or ERDY, and no, he cannot. Unfortunately not. But here we go with Hyper, about to start his lap, in about 30 seconds. Ooh, Sector 3 yellow flag. It's a Williams. We'll see from Hyper's point of view who it is. I believe it's Slater, actually. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think he spun. I think he was just letting people by. So just being a good sport there. Alright, so here we go. the number 9 car of Hyper, the Mercedes, begins, I believe, what will be his final attempt to set a time in qualifying. It's a very good first couple of turns there, very rapid. DRS open down the straight, the first DRS, or the first, I guess, DRS zone of the, or yeah, the first DRS zone of the lap, through 3 and 4, flat out, or should be flat out, through 5, almost getting onto the grass there, comes through 6, hits the apex nicely, blasting out through 7, flat out, easily. Very hard braking for 8, right into 9. Be careful not to graze the wall on the outside there. He did well not to touch it. Staying in the middle of the road. Through 10, through 11, and 12. Through the kink of 13, or it's not really a turn, but okay, now through actual turn 13. Very nice as well. Ooh, almost hitting the wall there on the outside. Through 14. Hard braking into 15, mounting the curb, a little bit of a slide there. Will cost him a little bit of time, but overall that was a fine lap from Hyper. And this is going to put him... Well, it was a 23.6. But I think there's a glitch with my timing, because he's done many laps and he's still not showing up on my screen. Okay, apparently they were all invalidated. So let's go with, but it's not showing up on my on the screen as a red track map, so I have no way of knowing. So well, let's just go on board with him again and just keep going until he finishes this lap. Meanwhile, Big Slater's on an out lap and will probably just make it to the line in time for his final run. Shayt's in the pits, Gamez Tursh is in the pits on the mediums. So one of 2 drivers on the mediums, Gamez and ERDY, who just retired actually. So they will be staying in their positions as well, but on the harder compound of tire. So hopefully that can lead to more opportunities in the race for them. And here comes Hyper, starting his final, or finishing, a lap here, and it is a 25.0. Ooh, someone's gone off at turn 7, way off there, top left of the track map, and it's Deadwood Bear, who is retiring, so just pulling off to the side. Just trying to be a friendly fellow driver to everyone else on the track, so that's very good of him. And oh, someone spun. Toro Rosso, I believe that is Fashix N who spun that. Oh, very close between the Haas and the Mercedes there of PG Killer and Hyper. Oh, Hyper hits the wall, so I don't think he'll be improving on this lap. So let's go to someone else. I don't think Fastix is. Oh, F1 buttons back, slams into the wall, getting oversteer at turn 12 or turn 13, I believe. As Big Slater has retired as well. Fastix. I keep getting his name. I'm so bad with his name. FN gets or Fast. I'll call him Fast. As Fast. DNFs as well. Not sure if that was a crash or what. It's at the spot that usually people crash at, so I'm not sure. But yeah, and that is qualifying. Hyper couldn't improve on his time with the wall hit and with him not being in the top ERS mode. But yeah, that's qualifying. So pretty eventful. And your standings are as follows. In pole position, on his debut as well, Big Slater, then Crazy Trooper, so it's an Irish 1-2, so pretty nice. Big Slater, Crazy Trooper, PG Killer, Shayt, Swanee, Deadwood Bear, Buttons Back, Gamez Tursh, Bazooka Joe, Fashix, and Vitrixie, Senka Yeded, Colin, Hyper, Erdy, or ERDY, and Racing Maestro. Alright, so we have 3 people on the mediums actually, not 2. Sorry for the mistake. But yeah, those 3 people, let's see what they can do in terms of strategy differences. I'm not sure how long the softs can go, but it might be a 2-stop. It might be a soft medium, or a soft hard, or maybe medium runners. Medium hard would be guaranteed safe. Medium soft, or medium soft, or something like that probably would be the, I guess, logical strategies, I think, from what I can recall from my own time doing this. But yeah. Alright, so we're waiting for everybody on the grid now, and we'll begin the formation lap shortly. Alright, and away they go. So something, a big emphasis on this season has been from Hyper and from pretty much everybody, has been behavior in formation laps and under the safety car. So hopefully we don't see any incidents. Hopefully there's no crashes, and everyone keeps their swerving to a minimal. That would be great. Oh, hello, Parallax. Guess who's back? If you joined just now, you joined just in time. Alright, so far no one has been sent to the grid for our crash, but I don't want to jinx it. The 2 Ferraris starting P8 and P9, both top drivers, so them starting a little bit further back than they probably would have liked. So yeah, let's see how they fare against cars behind attacking and cars in front trying to defend from them. Yeah, the formation up seems to be in 2 packs. The Ferraris seem to be slowing everyone up here. Going a little bit slower than the people behind would have liked. But the formation up's almost done, so hopefully everyone's tires are warmed up, and we can get going. So Big Slater and Crazy Trooper are gonna have clear track ahead of them. Obviously Slater with the most advantage. So let's see what the guys at the front do at the start. Probably gonna try covering off. I'm guessing Slater's gonna try covering off the inside for Trooper, so he doesn't get by. But yeah, we will see. All right, exciting part. So everyone's gridding up. And the season are on board with Big Slater here as the lights go on. And 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the Season 3 of Rising Phoenix Racing League is go. So it's a good start from Big Slater, but Trooper has a better start, and they're side by side, and Trooper takes the lead into turn 1. Ooh, there's a McLaren being spun around. Let's hope more people don't get collected in that. Let's go at the back. Oh, there's a Red Bull and a Toro Rosso also involved, and there's a VSC right away. VSC right away. So another crazy start to another probably crazy season of RP, Rising Phoenix. So that was the best possible start for Trooper. Obviously gaining a position. Let me go to the position change chart. So just from those 2 turns, or 3 turns we had before the VSC, Buns back down 9 positions. I believe, yeah, he must have been the one who got spun onto McLaren. As the VSC comes in, and Jigsaw Moto is unfortunately right at the back, quite far, because he got tangled up as well in it, I believe. As well as a Red Bull. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it must have been. Oh yeah, it was Jigsaw Moto. Plus a Toro. I don't know, I saw a Toro Rosso in there, but I don't think they actually crashed, because both Toro Rossos are up 3 spots. So as we get racing once again. Oh, this is a beautiful shot. Ooh, a little bit wide for Deadwood there. Crazy Troopers, that's the fastest lap of the race, of course. 38.1. But yeah, another crazy start. So yeah, we have some cars in the pits. 3 cars, probably going to be 4 in the pits now. Well, as Hyper, I believe, had a penalty there. Like a stop-go penalty. As Big Slater is hounding down on Trooper's back. Setting a purple first sector. So, getting probably tantalizingly close to that Red Bull's gearbox there. As Deadwood has left the session. Not sure what happened there. Let's go on board. Is that damage? I don't see damage, so I'm not sure. But Gamma's Tourish is side by side with the ghosted car of Deadwood and gets past. Ooh, is the yellow flag in sector 3? There's a McLaren in the middle of the track. That is Shay T, who was running in 3rd place, I believe. Very costly spin there for him. I think there's some right end. Yeah, there's right end damage, and that's a lot of positions lost. As he goes wide again, not used to the lack of grip of half a front wing, essentially. Very unfortunate. Ooh, Red Bull goes wide there of Trooper as PG Killer is attacking, and he should have DRS this lap. Or at the start of next lap, actually, because there was a VSC. But, yeah, very cool stuff. As Slater is starting to pull away a little bit with clear air in front. Let's go a bit further back. Shay T with a new wing. The top 4 all going through the fast chicane. Let's go with the closest battle here, which is this 3-car train. Ooh, Asenka almost loses it there. On board just in time. Ooh, as I believe that's Racing Maestro, who has spun at turn 5, but has got going again. We'll stay on board with the battle though, right here. Yeah, that must have been Racing Maestro. Based off of the position, because his teammate's in P6. So I don't think that would have. Ooh, as Gamez gets a 5-second penalty for pit lane speed entry, or entry speed. As Colin and V-Trixie are now teammates right next to each other. Ooh, a snap of oversteer there. I think mounting the curb. Ooh, that's Bazooka Joe, who is around with no front wing, and now the Renaults are going to be attacking, and oh, it's a VSC. Never mind. I didn't see that. But yeah, Bazooka Joe heavily compromised, no front wing, and with the crash that's costing him a lot of time, obviously. Plus having to pit. So I mean, at least it'll be under VSC. As Big Slater, excuse me. As Big Slater gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Bazooka Joe comes in as well. Oh, my bad. For, of course, a new wing. Sanka gets a penalty for multiple warnings. And Hyper gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. That's a huge penalty for quite a small infringement. But, yeah, it's unfortunate. As the VSC comes in, on board with Sanka. Oh no, I think Hyper has hit into... I'm not sure what's happened there, but Hyper's DNF'd somehow. Yeah, we'll have to get a replay of that. Or I'll have to look at his stream there after. Ooh, yellow flags in Sector 1 and Sector 2. I don't see anything on the map. As Fass and Trixie are pretty close to each other now, or the closest battle on track. So let's stay with this. As PG Killer and P2 gets a 3-second time penalty, as Trixie is right on the back of Fast now. As he goes a little bit wide, gets on the grass, and that's going to leave some breathing room for Toro Rosso in front. As Slater is going on Sanka, and gets the move done brilliantly on fresh hards near the end. As the two Renaults are still battling, but Slater's going to be right there on him next lap, or he already is now, and probably should be making a move actually right now as well. Oh, no DRS, so most likely not. But let's go on. Let's just stay on board with Slater here as we see him attempt to overtake these two Renaults in front to get back up to the main pack. After the pit stops are done. Now him being held up behind these cars obviously isn't going to do him any favors, and after the pits, if he doesn't clear them quickly, there could be serious problems for him. Because Trooper's looking quick, and PG was right behind Trooper as well, so he has some competition. Alright, so he gets past one Renault, gets past Colin. But Colin might be having a look back into P5. Over the bump. Slater's now going on Trixie. They give each other some nice room. And Trixie goes a little bit wide. Oh, almost into the path of the other Renault as Slater gets the job done. As Deadwood has retired. Right before turn 7, I believe. And there's a full safety car. A full safety car. Safety car is out. Ooh, very close there between the safety car and Sanka there. Safety car just cut him off. As another drive-through penalty there for I'm not sure who it was, but someone has a drive-through penalty. Ooh, as Fast has a 5-second penalty for pit lane speeding. So obviously a lot of people taking this opportunity to box. And this, of course, is going to mean, at least well, actually, I'm not sure. I believe this is going to mean that Slater will come out in first. Yeah, with the 3 cars in front of him not stopping yet, this is probably going to mean, with him only being around 14 seconds behind, I believe this is going to mean that Slater will come out ahead of everyone else once everyone makes their stops, which I would assume they would all make them now, unless they're going long on their tires. Oh, but Slater's coming in as well, so Slater has a change of mind and is also coming in, which means that Swanee is now the leader, with Colin currently up 11 places, so very impressive. And he's going on to the mediums, probably trying to make it to the end of the race on those. So in terms of stops, the effective leader right now is Trooper, actually, in P4, because everyone is going to have to stop probably relatively soon. At least Sanka will, or Swanee will. I mean, Sanka and Colin should be fine on the mediums for a few more laps, but Swanee's been on the softs for 8 now, or 8.5 at this point, so they might be going off, or will be very soon, at least. So this SC should be out for 2 more laps, I believe, and then we'll come in. So yeah, let's see the PlayStation chat, see if anyone's chatting in there. Oh, as Bun's back and Fast have had a collision at the back. Oh, another one as well. Some early tension between these two, it seems. As I believe everyone will be right behind the safety car once it comes in. So the race will essentially be, or is, fully neutralized. And everyone's going to have a shot again, without the fear of falling too far back. So everyone's just going to be hoping for no damage, and yeah, we'll see what happens. but there still are 3 cars, the top 3, who haven't pit yet. So be sure to keep that in mind. And the safety car is coming in this lap, as expected. So everyone's going to be slowing down a bunch. Well, a lot. I'm not sure what's happening here. I think Buns back just let, as everyone's going very slowly, and then they blast off out of the final corner, and we are racing once again, officially. Ooh, couple moves. Ferrari on Mercedes gets the move done. Ooh, it appears there's been an incident with Buns back at the back. I'm not sure what's happened. Oh, as that's V Trixie. The Renault of V Trixie has been spun, or has been spun, and is losing some front wing as well. Ooh, as Big Slater gets past PG Killer, and Sanka and Colin are side by side now. Ooh, front wing coming off of Colin's car. Sanka cuts the chicane as well, goes wide, almost comes back onto the track. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's been an accident, a huge accident, and that is I think PG Killer with damage, or that was someone with massive damage, and Fast is now in the wall as well. Luckily with no damage, but another VSC has been deployed. As Swanee is making the smart call to now come in, and Crazy Trooper leads the way now officially, with Big Slater right behind. So Trooper on hards, Slater on mediums. Both 3 laps old, so hards will be better, or mediums will be better at the beginning, but then hards probably better at the end. Alright, so the VSC has come in, and Jigsaw Moto has a 5-second penalty for pit lane speeding, I believe, and so does Trixie. Yeah, as Crazy Trooper is well no, Big Slater's probably gonna or Bazooka Joe. Excuse me, yawning. As I said before, I'm tired today. Well, every day I'm tired, but you know. Alright, so Shay T pressurizing Erdy. Waiting for the right moment. Oh, it's Crazy Troopers retired from the session. And Erdy's going very slowly through that chicane. And it's going to let Shay T pass, but the race leader has just DNF'd on lap 12. It was a slight bump, but wow, that's crazy. Race leader is out on lap 12. So now Big Slater leads this race as DRS is enabled. Okay, that must suck for Trooper. I feel really bad for him. He was doing so well, and then just probably a little bit too wide on the exit curb, or a little bit too much on the entry curb, or on the inside curb, and it just all goes away. So very unfortunate there for him. I feel for him. Well, side by side the Mercedes and Toro Rosso there, with the Ferrari waiting right behind. Ooh, side by side they go. Ooh, a little bit of pushing, a little wide goes the Mercedes. Has to push back onto the track in order not to spin. Erdy and Racing Maestro. Oh, there's a safety car out. Safety car for I'm not sure who for or why, but there's another safety car out. So, yeah. Alright, so of course a lot of cars come into the pits, including a double stack for the Toro Rossos, so that's going to be, oh, plus a time penalty for Racing Maestro is really going to hold up his teammate. Plus a time penalty for his teammate as well. He's probably going to lose an additional 15-20 seconds in the pits right here. Probably just lost around 15 seconds. As everyone is gridding back up under the safety car. So currently, Erdi leads the race, 6 old mediums. We will see if they can get to the end. Swanee P2, Slater P3 on fresh mediums, so he's going to be absolutely rapid. And then Bazooka Joe on fresh hards. Sanka Yeded, slightly used hards. Shady, fresh mediums. And Colin with slightly used softs. And then, well, the rest you can see. But, actually, no, I'll go through it. Gavin's Torish on slightly used mediums. Racing Maestro, fresh mediums. PG Killer, slightly used mediums. Fass on slightly hards. Buns back, fresh mediums, and Trixie on slightly used hards. Alright, so everybody bar 2 right now have joined the safety car. So let's hope they can as well. They can join up before the car completes another lap. Alright, so on this restart, Slater's gonna probably just go for it, try to get the lead quickly, and then try pulling away. Erdy's gonna be a little bit more vulnerable, because he's on 7-lap mediums compared to Slater's 1, and Swanee's 3. And then you have Bazooka Joe and Sanka still there as well. So they're all pretty good candidates for getting a really good position or winning. As the last car, Trixie, will definitely make it to the back of the line before the car comes in. So no lost time there. So that's good. Good for him. And the car on cue is coming in. So yeah, everyone once again going very slowly. Let's hope this doesn't cause any problems. And this should be, I believe, if the game is, or if I'm correct, this should be the last safety car we see. I don't think there could be any more than 2 safety cars in a 50% race. So let's, or 3. And we've had 2 VSCs and 2 full safety cars. So let's hope this is it for the safety car running today. Ooh, as Maestro has been disqualified from the session for apparently ignoring a drive-through penalty, and that's going to cause some problems for cars behind. Ooh, little bump there. Gamez loses some front wing. Everyone storms through turn 5. And Big Slater is up into first and is pulling away. Ooh, as PG Killer has lost his front wing, and I believe is going to retire from the race. So that's very unfortunate for him. As Shea-T is attacking Sanka. Ooh, a little bit wide for Gamez there. A little bit of a scary moment. Ooh, as Sanka is going for it on Erdi. Down into turn 13. Can't get the move done yet. But maybe into 15? Nope. But with DRS, he'll probably get it done right here. Plus a much better exit. Alright, DRS is enabled, right, for 3 laps. But just on Slipstream alone, he's going to dive it, and he's going to get the move done. Ooh, now there's a huge train back here of cars all scrapping away. Shea-T tries to come back at the Sanka, or Erdi tries to come back at Sanka. A little bit of contact. Erdi has to go wide. Gamez goes wide. Contact with the Toro Rosso and McLaren. 2 Renaults, or it's a Buns back in a Renault sandwich right now. Everyone's so close. This is gonna be crazy. Oh my God! Side by side, Gamez and Colin. Ooh, side by side up front as well. Erdi, Sanka, Shea-T, and Fast all in this battle. Crazy stuff. I'm scared there's gonna be a collision or something. Oh, and there is. Erdi spins, and oh, huge accident. 4 cars involved. Fast retires from the session. Gamez is involved. Trixie is involved. And Erdi is involved as well. And Bunsback goes wide at turn 13. And there's a yellow flag with 2 cars DNF'd. This is probably the most likely time for a safety car, but we aren't getting one because I think the maximum limit has been reached, so the cars will just be cleared and we'll get going again. Doing some drama into the pit lane there. Oh, and Erdi gets a penalty trying to, as he and Gamez race into the pits. As Big Slater leads by 2 seconds, and then Swanee and Bazooka Joe are battling. As Erdi's retired from the session, which means we only have 8 runners now out of 17 starters. So I think this has been the most DNFs we've had in a league race so far in Rising Phoenix, if my memory serves me right. But yeah, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. As Bazooka Joe is looking for a move on Swanee. Shea-T has a penalty. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1 for, I believe that is Erdi, his car, retiring from the race. As Slater goes fastest with the 25.0. That's quite a fast time. Oh, as contact between Bazooka Joe and Swanee, as Bazooka Joe had the run, Swanee breaks a little bit earlier. And they're still side by side, and oh, and Bazooka Joe, ooh, almost got spun there. As they're still side by side into turn 5, this is the fastest corner, one of the fastest corners on the track, and they somehow make it. I've never seen that done before. That is some incredible racecraft from both of them, with no damage as well. That was incredible stuff. Now Swanee's coming back at Bazooka Joe. A little bit of lag there, but things are still good. As Hyper has left the session. And Swanee is oh so close to the back of Bazooka Joe. So it is 7 lap old mediums versus 5 lap old hards. Both will make it to the end quite comfortably, as Slater goes even faster with the 24.8 and is comfortably leading the race now, as the cars behind are battling. Oh, and Swanee has the engine glitch, so I'm going to go on board with Bazooka Joe here, or Cinematic. With Senka has a penalty, 3 seconds. Whereas Gamez goes even faster than Slater with a 24.4 on the softs. Slight lock up from Swanee there on the inside front. And yay, engine has been fixed. A little tight there on the inside from Swanee. Almost loses it. But he's still right behind Bazooka Joe. Sorry. As Gamez goes with a 24.0 to extend the fastest lap even more. Ooh, both of the drivers here on the curb quite a bit. Trying to make the most of that turn and the speed that they can carry through it. Oh yeah, and as always, this stream is sponsored by water. Not any brand, just water in general. Be sure to drink it. Like I just did now. So, Swanee, of course, still pressurizing Bazooka Joe. They've both been at around the same gap to each other for a few laps now, and we're on lap 22 of 29. So Slater is definitely pulling away with this one. Now 8.5 seconds clear of Bazooka Joe. On a same lap old, one compound softer tires though, so kind of makes sense. But yeah, he's still done an amazing job today. Um, got pole and then has done very well and has gotten some good overtakes as well. Even if I wasn't able to catch them all the time. But yeah. Oh, and Sanka's into the pits. And he comes out just behind Gemez and in front of Bunsback. So both Bazooka Joe and Swanee on similar amounts of fuel, it appears. Bazooka Joe with 8 laps left at the line, exactly, and Swanee with 7.9 laps. So they're on very similar fuel strats. Bazooka Joe not using any ERS though in this section of the track, while Swanee is using Nuo. Ooh, Bunsback has a 3-second time penalty for warnings. Let's give some screen time to everyone on the track, since there's only 8 drivers now. I can obviously afford to. Ooh, as Trixie hits the wall and loses some front wing as well. Not good at all for him. Very unfortunate. Not really sure what to say at this point. The race is not too close at all. 2.3 seconds is the closest gap. And that seems to be extending a little bit lap by lap, so yeah. 3 more laps to go, so I'm just gonna go on board with Slater for these last 3. Sainz gets a penalty for warnings. US Trixie has a 5-second penalty for pit lane speeding, but is probably going to be going a lap now within the last 2 laps of the race. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty good race. We had a lot of overtakes, drama, safety car restarts were kind of crazy. Couple big crashes, a very nice side-by-side moment into turn. The fast right-hander then in sector, the fast right-hander in sector 1. And yeah, so we had a little bit of everything in this race, so very, very good. And now we're on to the last lap of the race, last 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers or so. Yeah, with the gap of 10.472 seconds, Slater has done quite the amazing job this race, and I would say deserves the victory fully. And as long as the commentator's curse doesn't come into effect within the next 25 seconds or so, that's what he will do. He will win, and quite deservedly so, I would say. And around the final corner comes the number 28, I believe, of Big Slater, 97. He's weaving because he has won the first race of Rising Phoenix Season 3. The first race of the season, and in his first race too, a debut win. So that's quite amazing. P2 is Bazooka Joe. followed by Swanee in P3, who have also done quite the amazing job. Shay T in P4, very good. Gamez will be most likely P5, Sanka most likely P6. And oh, Bunsback on the final lap has crashed out as Vtrixie has already crossed the line, I believe, a lap down, so he's classified P8. But Bunsback, very unfortunate, DNFing on the last lap at the infamous corner there of turn 11. Very, very, very unfortunate for him there, as everyone has now been classified. And that is the race. So yeah, a very good job by everyone today. You know, everyone gave it their best, and it worked for some, it didn't for others, but it was still a very good first outing of the season, and I hope for many more great battles like some of the ones we saw today, or we've seen today. So your final standings are as follows. Once it loads, skip this. All right. Big Slater picking up 26 points with a 3-stop. Of course, I think two of those stops being under a safety car. So we have Big Slater, Bazooka Joe, and Swanee on the podium. Then we have Shay T, Gamez Tush, 1, Sanka Yeded, Bunsback, Vtrixie, Erdi, Falshix, Colin, PG Killer, the Jigsaw Moto, Crazy Trooper, Deadwood, Hyper, and Racing Maestro. But yeah, that has been season 1 of or not season 1. That has been race 1 of season 3 of Rising Phoenix Racing League, or the Rising Phoenix Racing League. And I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to me, and watching the race, of course. And yeah, our next race, if I am correct, will be tomorrow. So same time, 8 p.m. GMT. And yeah, Rising Phoenix Racing League, thank you and goodbye.